Mima's blog is just like slowly taking on a life of its own. One of the things it says is the imposter keeps getting in her way, and the imposter is sus.
Mm-hmm.
She do be wearing red while being the imposter, though.
True.
Wait a second.
It's red.
Joe's wearing red.
Oh no.
Hello, and welcome to the No Thumbs Up podcast, episode 18, where down is up and thumbs are down. On today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at Perfect Blue from 1997, Japan 2000. Wait.
It was. It came out in Japan in 1997 and 2000 for North America.
Oh, okay, yeah. A film about why your internet time should be restricted. But first, let me introduce some beautiful people. Below me to the left, we have Daft Dayne. Below me to the right, we have Jackass Josh. Nonce Noah. To my right, and man, I hate that guy, Marcel.
Wait.
I'm just tripping over my words right now.
Josh.
Jackass Josh. It's a tongue twister.
Josh.
And Spaghetti Joe to my left. My name is Joel, and I'll be your plotsman for today, so please sit down, get comfortable, and hit that chugging, jugging like button, or you'll fail at your pop star career and your acting career. If you like what we're doing here, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more podcasts just like this one, and hit that bell button so you don't miss a damn episode.
Not a damn one.
Not a damn one.
Damn episode. Don't do it.
So we'll just give a big old trigger warning up front. For, I guess,
Scenes of assault.
Yeah.
And
It's a trigger warning.
Yeah, sexual violence and all
just
that.
dark
So,
themes. Yeah.
If you're not into that, don't watch this movie. Probably you don't need to stick around for the review, but yeah.
Do anyways.
Just hit the like button.
Just leave it. Yeah. So leave a like. Get the view counter before you leave. Thanks.
Yeah.
Turn it
maybe
down.
click on
put it
an
in
ad.
the background.
Yeah.
We need the view time still if you want to open
Just
up
click
a
like
couple
F5
tabs.
a few times and then leave.
Yeah.
Just mute it and keep it going. That's all.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's against their terms of service to ask for that. So this is clearly a joke, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
Do it.
So this was Noah's movie. And
Yeah.
where did you find this?
I
movie?
never saw it before, but just being in like the anime sort of like community and stuff, everyone would always bring it up and like, oh, this is such a great film, but I was always too lazy to sit down and watch a film. It was kind of been on the back burner for a while, but I always knew, I kind of knew it was gonna be good going into it already, or I knew it'd be up my alley sort of deal. I kind of had a premise of what it was about. It turned out differently than what I thought, but
Yeah.
I went into this blind, or partially blind, with no glasses.
It feels like
He was wearing contacts at the time.
it feels like one of those things where it's like as soon as you brought it up, like now I've been seeing it everywhere, and I know like obviously I've been like Googling it, so it's probably coming up more. But also just like even like when we downloaded Letterboxd, I saw it on like a bunch of lists, and I was like, oh, I probably would just scroll past that otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say go follow us on Letterboxd, but I don't actually know what that is. So.
It's,
Just like a film tracking.
yeah. So you can
Go
like
follow
review.
us and...
No thumbs up
It's-
cast. with a
It's
box.
it's a cool app. You can like make lists of movies and like review movies and do stuff like that. A bit about the movie to preface. It was released, yeah, like we said, in 1997 and 2000.
The best
and
year.
directed by Satoshi Kon, 2000, because that's the year my brother was born, right?
Nice.
No.
Whoa.
But it had a budget of 90 million, which is roughly
90 million yen? Or dollars?
90 million
US?
yen, which is
Okay.
wait, is roughly a million Canadian.
Yeah, I was gonna say 90. No way was that. There's
That's
no. That has to be
when I did the conversion rates, that's what it came up as.
1 million. What?
A lot.
That's
yeah, holy.
crazy. If
Yeah,
that's
yeah, it
the
is.
conversion.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
I
the
might have
yen
fucked
is
it up. I
pretty
don't know.
weak
Nope.
compared to the.
No,
No,
you did either
okay.
right.
Holy shit.
But yeah,
A box office of
strong Canadian dollar. Let's go.
768,000, so that's not even that much. Well, I guess it is like probably more like niche movie. That probably.
If you could make a film for fucking 1 million like this, holy shit.
I mean,
yeah.
not that I have anywhere close to 1 million, but like.
To be fair,
Like,
though,
how-
back then
and to
in
be
the
fair,
90s,
Yeah.
even the inflation rate, that isn't too crazy.
Even
That's
still, like that,
97.
like with the just compared to all
I mean,
the
it looks
numbers
great,
like we've been seeing.
And for how much animation actually cost, I mean, I guess Japan pays their animators dirt cheap.
Mhm.
Ah,
Outsourcing.
there we go. That's how it. Yeah.
Outsourcing, baby.
didn't do the actors.
Oh, because we know all these.
Are we doing
actors.
the
You know, probably all the names that I would just butcher anyways.
I was gonna
Anyway,
say
okay.
we all watched the Japanese version anyway, so we wouldn't have to make fun of the English voice actors for this one.
I
And they
didn't,
were really good. I liked them.
Yeah.
It was actually
English
pretty
I
voice.
good.
didn't draw the poster this week. But
Oh, that is good. I like
Creepy
that.
man.
I like
That
that.
makes me feel away.
Creepy ass.
he'll just be right here. While we do the review.
He'll be creeping on Joel.
Where do I go?
He's always looking.
Okay. So, if you're new here to the No Thumbs Up podcast, every week we each bring a movie to put on this here wheel. Normally we got a sixth guy, Marcel. He's not here right now, but he gave me a movie to put on the wheel. Anyways, at the end of the episode, we spin this here wheel, and it'll tell us what movie we're going to be reviewing the next week. So, to go over what we have on here right now, we have the rather large Lebowski. That's Dayne's movie.
Rather large. It's about a dude, and his rug gets pissed on, which sucks because it really brought the whole room together, man.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Sing Street.
Oh yeah, it's about it's some UK like coming of age story where kid wants to start a band and it's during the whole revolution of like 80s rock, like The Cure and Smiths and things like that.
And
It's really cool.
Got a killer soundtrack.
Killer soundtrack. It's a very
better.
feel-good
Even though it's
movie
all
to
like
me.
covers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got some originals from The Cure and stuff, or not originals, but
Dirty Grandpa is my movie. It's like Zac Efron
Oh
and
God.
Zac Efron and what's his name?
Johnny
Robert De
Knoxville.
Niro.
Robert De Niro.
Oh, this isn't the fucking. I was thinking of the Johnny Knoxville fucking grandpa
Actually, that's the
one.
one I was thinking of too. But
Yeah, that's what I was
That's
thinking of.
bad
No,
grandpa.
this is
isn't
That's
it?
bad
this
grandpa.
is
Oh,
dirty.
dirty.
Grandpa.
Yeah, and I can't remember exactly what happens, but I remember they spend a lot of time on a beach, and it was a lot funnier than I expected it to be. Also, whoever plays Adrian in Brooklyn Nine-Nine is in it, if you guys know what I'm talking about. The like kind of crazy
yeah.
guy who
Oh,
talks like this.
yeah.
Dragon Ball Super Broly.
Have you ever enjoyed watching someone power up for 2 episodes? Now imagine it for a whole movie.
Let's go.
Dragon Ball Super.
Gotta go find my Dragon Ball sweater.
So we got to land on that so we can all do the fucking scream of
Yeah.
powering up
Yeah.
for a minute.
honestly. For the whole
Marcel's-
episode.
Joel will
Wait.
be trying to go on with the plot. We'll just interrupt him every 2 seconds. Wait.
Marcel's movie is Spider-Man 2,
Of course it is.
of course.
How are we supposed to hate
That's
that
just
movie?
uplifting, feel good movie. Yeah.
How are we supposed to thumbs down that? The episode gets picked, we're all like, hey, just do this right now.
Yeah.
Good movie.
He'll just be like, okay, let me just keep you here until we change something.
It
It's
could
like,
feel good. You
It's
don't
like
have to
until
like
the
it, though.
jury like reaches a consensus kind of thing.
You can't thumbs down pizza time. You just can't.
My neighbor.
Is Spider-Man 2 the scene with the Venom, like him doing the cool shit, too? Or is it 3?
Yeah,
that's
it's 3.
three.
Yeah.
Ah, alright.
My Neighbor Totoro is Josh's movie.
It's a Studio Ghibli movie. And it's
That
about
is all.
a big guy.
Big Chungus and a bus.
Yeah, bitch. Yeah. Big Chungus and cat bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's our wheel, and without any further ado, we're gonna get into the plot of Perfect Blue. Our main character is this girl named Mima Kirigoe. But the first shot we see is of these Power Rangers acting on this stage, and
actually, I'm going to correct you. It isn't Power Rangers. In Japan, it's Super Sentai, the original, and I'm sure Ethan would correct you too.
yeah, and
That's for you, Ethan.
definitely.
Or Andrew,
Andrew,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, he
That was
might
for
he might
Andrew.
not, because we've been like watching Power Rangers on Netflix for like the past like 4 months or something, but
Damn.
Yeah, when I first
Dedication.
saw this and put it on, I was like, "Am I watching the wrong thing?"
I was confused too.
there's just like a lot of like regular people around, and they're just kind of like talking about and gossiping about, oh, Mima's gonna come out, oh, what she might be doing something, blah blah blah. And we see who I thought at the time was her mom in the backstage, but it's her manager,
Rumi.
Yeah, and
Well, she does have a very like motherly, like
yeah,
demeanor.
she
She acts very
A motherly
caring.
figure.
Yeah.
The scary
Looks like one
eyes.
too.
we see Mima's like backstage getting ready to like go out in front of the audience, and she's like, oh, the kind of pre-jitters, and then the thing opens and they run out, and it fades to blue. It says Perfect Blue. We see she's on like a train. She's looking at the windows and into like her song, kind of practicing her dance moves, and then back on
Bit
the
of an
stage.
earworm, that song.
Yeah.
Catchy.
It's not this catchy.
Josh do the like.
Caramel dancing.
Wait, did you guys practice the dance doing the group or the choreography?
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
The one that's like the whatever. that
Hari
one-
Hari Yuka.
Yeah.
Watch out for the next party we hit. It's gonna break out into the full-on Perfect Blue pop star dance.
So we're jumping around a lot here. It's like we get her back on the stage, and then she's at the grocery store. She's like grabbing some milk and some other things. She's getting some like food for her fish, and she's walking home with her bike, and she's having a jolly old time at the concert.
Jolly old time.
She's. I wrote Mima should be acting, not singing. I can't remember who says that though, but basically the plan.
That was the like the older manager guy. He was talking to
yeah.
Rumi.
In a manager meeting, the manager thinks that she should be an actress, and they don't really care about how Mima feels about it. We see this creepy dude watching while she's on the stage.
Perfectly like framed in his hand.
Oh yeah, when he's
Yeah,
like
he's-
crouched down like that. I love that shot of him.
Yeah, he's holding her. Yeah, there's a lot of like
Yeah.
kind of symbolism about like, I guess, like avatars and like online personas in this from things that I've seen, but yeah, it's weird because it has a lot of commentary about like
It's before its time for commentary on that.
Yeah, it's like celebrities in the spotlight of the internet, but like it didn't really have the context for what that would be nowadays. So yeah,
It was a lot more of a niche thing in Japan too, the idolization and like obsession with these like almost cultivated stars that were like the perfect whatever.
yeah.
That just
The style of this movie is like, it's so refreshing because it's not like a typical anime movie. Like people aren't like over exaggerated and stuff. It's like people are just like real,
and they're not all prettied up with their fucking proportions.
Yeah.
And
It's like
everyone has the
they-
same face. Like every chick has the same anime face.
and
like,
specifically, a lot of people are ugly.
they're not ugly. They're just normal.
Well,
Yeah.
You're conditioned. You're
they-
conditioned.
Behind
They
Josh's
make
head and tell me
sense.
he's not
Fine.
ugly.
She just has wide eyes. She's
Yeah.
fine. Besides that,
they make such a point of showing like the people in show business and stuff are these like perfect looking type people, and then in contrast you see the normal
Just
everyday
normals.
people with like all their defects and stuff, and it makes it feel more of like more reflective, like this is a more
The
real
defects, you mean they're
animated
unique
movie.
charms that make them individuals.
I was looking at something about how the art style was like super contrasting to what Japanese animation was in the 90s, because then it was like that super dolled up thing, which they kind of poke fun at when they like go into the
It's
shops
the
and
big
stuff.
eyes.
They'll see posters of like the big eyes anime girls on the walls and stuff.
Yeah, that was like the Sailor Moon and like a production company called Key, they did like the hilariously big eyes that they got made fun of years later for, but that was like that style.
Mima seems like she's gonna like retire and like on the stage, like that's what she's gonna say to them. But
This is
then
my last show, guys. Party with me.
everyone gets distracted by like these punks in the background. They start like
Yeah, throwing fucking food. Like
Those dudes
infinite
have like
cans.
7,000 cans. They're
Yeah.
fucking stuck in there for like minutes.
and then there's like this stalker guy that comes to like, or the stalker, yeah, that guy, who comes to stop them, and then the punks just like beat the crap out of him, and
He's a security guard, actually.
Oh yeah, he's like the bouncer
Yeah.
there. Yeah, because
Yeah.
he's there keeping the people back, sort of deal.
right. Backstage, they're canceling like the rest of the show because the three guys who were fighting. I wrote, Mima stops and says she wants to have a good time. They go to continue throwing beer and throw one at Mina, but she stops them. Okay. This
Gets hit in the head with a water bottle.
Those
Like,
dudes
casual
must have been
racism
just-
too. It's like the one guy causing trouble. It just has to be like darker colored.
Yeah.
It was the 90s.
Yeah, no.
Those guys must have just been drunk as shit, though. They just had a never-ending supply of those cans. Like, how many fucking $10 beers did they go drink for this pop star show?
It's like you're allowed to drink in public in Japan. It's just extremely frowned upon.
I just assumed
These
they were
dudes are
full.
just-
I don't know.
Just
throwing full
That's what I
beers.
thought they
What
were
a
doing.
waste.
Waste of beer.
So yeah, Mima says, yeah, this is my last performance, and then she's like singing her last song, and the credits start rolling, and it's a really nice song that's playing. And there's like this montage of her walking home. Transition, she's walking
Dead. Oh.
to this vehicle and then into her front door. She's into her house, and we're just seeing a really long kind of section of just her living her life, not like the pop star side. She's going into her house, and she got to feed her fish, and now she's taking a nap. And we see she's like taking down this poster in her bedroom of her old like pop star
their
that
group.
she's in. It's called Chen, right?
Cham.
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 Cham. Okay.
Cham. CHAM.
Okay. Cham.
Exclamation point.
Cham.
Don't forget it.
Don't forget it.
It's not Cham.
Makes
It's
me-
Cham.
It reminds me of that. What's that game where you like click the button and it's like John.
Heavy rain.
Heavy
Yeah.
rain.
Oh, Jason.
Oh yeah.
Jason! Jason!
And the glitch where it like gets stuck on that, and all you can do is press that button during like the
Like
whole
in the
cutscene.
cutscenes. Yeah.
We need to do like a no thumbs up gaming video of the Heavy Rain. Just all of us
True.
sit through a playthrough of it or something.
Play
Sounds
through Heavy
awful.
Rain. I don't got that.
She
Speed run. We'll speed run it.
she gets a letter that says she likes looking into Mima's room, like, or like that's
She is not weirded out enough by that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
She's like, oh, somebody likes me. It's like, what the
yeah, and then she like kind of like doesn't she like look out her window or something?
Yeah, and it pans to that one light that's on like far away.
Yeah. My
Does it play that music during that time at all, or no? Like, is that
I
where it
don't
cuts to
remember.
the sort of like the? It's like industrials, like the.
Yeah, it's really fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the score for this, like, I'll get
The
to the.
suspense
Oh,
music.
Very
actually,
creepy.
no. I'm gonna give my. I was gonna give my thumbs up to the PS2 in the background, but
Yeah.
I'll give it to something else later. She gets a call from her mom.
Actually.
Is that PlayStation 1? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
PSX.
It was like PS2 didn't come out till like a
Yeah.
little
Go
later,
to.
I think. But yeah.
Yeah. They. Yeah, she's on the phone with her mom, and they're like disappointed she's not an idol anymore, but she's becoming an actress. And on another call, there's just this guy just breathing. It's the Mona.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, she's just like, sorry, mom. Okay, some creep.
yeah,
She's not weirded out enough by anything that goes
Yeah,
on.
for real.
If this is the first time happening to you, I'd probably just chalk it up. If you're in the spotlight, I'd probably be like, yeah, fans are fans. It's just weird shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But only the first time.
I guess it's not being exposed to the internet and like the knowledge of how creepy people
Yeah.
can be.
That's the thing. Yeah.
It's her innocence, I guess, that's kind of holding her back.
I feel for these females.
Oh right, I wrote her bath is making a ringing sound because it's full somehow.
Oh, that's me and Marcel. Yeah,
Because it's just like
going off.
yeah, it's just like ding 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 ding. Your bath is full. I'm like, is that a thing in Japan?
Yeah, like what?
And me and Marcel, yeah, we were saying it's because they're so crunched for time because they're always so busy. It's just like need the timer so they don't waste any time.
Yeah.
No
Oh my
XP loss.
god.
Yeah, min-maxing life.
Maxing it.
Like eating in the tub, like doing a workout.
She randomly
It's like
starts.
ramen noodles in the tub.
Noodles, tub noodles.
But she has like the pillow set up. She's sleeping.
Sleeping.
Somebody's feeding it to her. She gets like a fax, and it's like this piece of paper with all this just like really creepy looking writing on it. And
Wish I knew what it said.
yeah, she looks at the window. She's I'm being watched. Excuse me, who are you? Excuse me, who are you?
Who are you?
And we get that
Good
she's
transition.
practicing this line. She has like one line in this movie, but she's like becoming an actress, so it seems like she's kind of throwing away this established thing she had for like, you know, something that really needs to be built up from the bottom up again. And this lady, oh yeah, what's her name?
Rumi?
Rumi.
Rumi?
Thank you. Rumi is telling her that, oh yeah, this Mima's Room thing is probably the title of a website. And she's trying to explain it, but she's never encountered the internet, so she's going to have to get it explained to her.
They're surfing on the internet.
These two are shooting a scene. There's a doctor, I can't remember what her name is, but she's dressed in like all red, and then the man in a suit, and they have this kind of like medical drama, right?
Was it a medical
like
drama?
It's
or
like a
crime?
crime.
Yeah, I think.
Oh.
Crime one.
Oh,
He seemed
right,
like an
right.
investigator.
Yeah, they're saying, do you have any idea how to peel off this, or how he peels off the skin of his victims? It's like, or why he does it. It's like he wants to become a woman, perhaps, and then cut, and yeah, we see that they're just shooting.
I was gonna say the show is called Double Bind.
She is just sitting there practicing her line over and over, and while like the people are kind of moving around her, and it kind of seems like people are like, she's not even paying attention to anybody else, even if they like were talking to her. She's just really focused. The zooming in and out of like, we see like that guy, the security guard from before, is like there in the background watching her. Mr. Shibuya shows up. He's the guy who wrote the script. He's just a big shot and bald, and he's always followed around by this other guy.
The name like Mr. Shibuya.
Yeah.
Shibuya.
Booyah!
Booyah.
He doesn't look like a big shot guy. I don't know. He just looks like a writer who's like always hunched over
Yeah.
all the time, fucking writing.
I wrote they give her a bunch of fan letters, but I can't remember who that's to.
It was the tall guy running around with Shibuya. I think was like giving her letters, and then they took one away from him because he thought it was for somebody else or something, or however it went. And so she took the large pile, he took the one, and we know the scene that succeeds that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, can we like? We didn't really touch on how just creepy that Mima's room thing was. By the way, like if she's not getting creeped out by stuff, she straight up just goes like she says, like, "Wow, this person knows me so well."
She hasn't been
like
on the website yet.
It was like no, she did. Did she check it out after? And it's like a fan blog.
Oh,
so
did she?
It documents where
I
she
thought that
went.
was later. That's my bad.
I take my right foot outside the train. Like I take my right step every time outside the train.
But today I took my left step and then.
Oh, I thought that was a different night. That's my bad.
But like, wouldn't you feel so fucking creeped out by that though? Like, how does this person that's like, it's not me writing it. How does this person know like everything about me?
That's another one of those things where I think at the initial, I don't think I would be creeped out at all, just being in the spotlight.
That was my thumbs up moment. Like when it started reading it out, like I didn't really realize where the story was going until that moment. And then like the music that started to creep up in the background. I remember we were watching it kind of later at night, and I couldn't hear anybody else. And when it did that, I legitimately like turned behind me and like looked, and that like because that door was open, I was just like, oh fuck.
that was definitely my thumbs up moment because that music just. Yeah. The music is what made it just like really creepy to me. Just the sound design, it's kind of like Midsummer. They have that. It's just makes you uncomfortable. Different sound. Like Midsummer has that insane violin. This one has that industrial. I don't know what sound it is. I can't make it. You guys know it.
Yeah, we know. Yeah, we do.
Anyways, so the letter they were holding, like it gets passed to. Is it her manager?
No, it was the letter that he took, the guy who was managing Mr. Shibuya, taller guy who walks with him all the time. He took that letter from her.
Yeah. And is it him who it explodes on though?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, it explodes in his hands. Turns out that there was like
a bomb.
Which this actually ended up happening. That like
I was gonna say this is my thumbs up moment because it's kind of like a callback to the Bjork. Bjork incident. It just happened like a year before this actually. So
apparently that didn't gain like really like a lot of like mainstream traction until years later. Like the whole Bjork incident. I don't know if you guys have seen like videos about it and stuff.
But I see why things really just things in the past really went under our noses because there wasn't such a crazy internet updated whatever.
Wait, do we know what year?
I never knew about that Bjork accident. That's cool.
Yeah, it was like 96.
Well, not cool, but
yeah.
Oh, that's weird because apparently, according to Wikipedia, this movie was supposed to be live action in '95, or they started in '95 with the whole earthquake thing that happened. So maybe it was just adapted into the movie.
They could have written
afterwards.
it in,
Yeah, but I was like, that's some fucking timing.
But what was so weird to me was after the whole, I know it's not skipping too much, it's still about the letter bomb, but after the whole letter bomb thing, when they're talking about the injury, it's like, it's okay, he wasn't injured that bad.
Yeah.
Like his arm's fucking bleeding, did something hit his face? Like
just brush it under the rug.
He like collapses.
Like it was a fucking letter bomb.
Nah, it's not that bad.
Nobody dies in this movie, they just get really big boo-boos.
Back at Mima's house, they have like a Mac set up now, and Mima's still kind of like
an Apple II.
Yeah. They're thinking about the other day when like I guess they didn't even let the police know when the thing went off, and they're like, no, he'll be fine, it's okay.
Yeah, nobody makes a deal out of it. Nobody makes a deal out of anything in this movie.
Anything that could just inconvenience my time is just non-existent.
They're talking
anything
about
that stalls the production or anything.
They're
they
like,
don't want that.
It was just a prank. It was a prank.
It was an attempted murder.
Surprise. She's teaching her about the internet, and she's like, double clicking? What?
You speak English. I don't understand it.
I'm gonna hack into the mainframe. Later that night, she wants to go onto the internet, and she
chicken peck in the H T T T
colon. Yeah, and then she gets there. And she's like, I'm so proud of myself. She's or it's talking about how like she's forgetting her lyrics and how she
Wait, yeah.
Okay, yeah, here I wrote always puts the right foot forward in the bath in the train. They're giving her whole day synopsis. So yeah, it was here where because she didn't have a computer to get on.
Oh, I didn't know they said about the bath.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I didn't
weird.
hear the bath part either. Yeah.
I didn't remember that.
And
okay, that's creepy. No, that's too much.
And in this scene too, her mirror is behind her, so like basically where that is, and so when it shows like behind her, it looks like there's somebody there too. It starts getting jumpier and jumpier from this point forward, but lots of really, really cool transitions. We see a girl like all bloodied and people on the runway. And I can't remember why that ends up being relevant at all.
Are you talking about the scene in the show where the woman fell out of the closet and she's like naked and dead and bloody?
That's it. Okay, yeah, and then we're in like the managing meeting again, and it's a Mima and Rumi and the guy manager, and they're talking about Mima needs to be doing more, like she's not getting enough lines. This will be the turning point, whether she survives as an actor or not. If only
which is so okay, continue. Sorry.
And they're talking about like, are all the psycho killer movies in Japan like this? We see her on the train. The security guard is on like kind of following her as she's getting off, and then she has to run away from him. She ends up running to and stopping in front of like this set of TVs, and they're all showing off like a camera pointing at her, so it's like she's on all the screens. It's like very on the nose. And then she keeps walking, and she passes by, I think this is where she passes by like a group of like her old fans. She doesn't really want to talk to them, and they kind of get angry at her. Oh man, Mima was better when she was an idol. But the stalker is still kind of following her and catches a glimpse of her before she gets into this like elevator, and it closes.
Oh yeah, that's when when she sees him, right? She turns around and kind of sees his face as it closes, and he smirks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That haunting
so creepy.
face.
Yeah. He does just have a ghoulish facial structure.
It's
a good song.
Like, it makes me uncomfortable every time he's on screen. They did a great job with that. They just made him seem fucking creepy.
Yeah, he's like a creepy Orochimaru. Like, he's got the long hair, sort of.
Are those what are those like dudes from Fallout? The
ghouls?
Burnt ghoul, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, he does. He looks like just a malnourished ghoul.
Hey, smooth skin.
Yeah.
That's the whole metaphor. He wanted to be her. He just wanted her smooth skin.
So
because she's so desperate to get lines, she's so gross, she agrees to, because she doesn't seem, I guess, like Dayne was saying, she just kind of doesn't care about all the creepy stuff happening, or didn't really care too much.
She feels really,
she kind of just rolls with it, and she feels like it's a responsibility. She's like, yeah, no, I'll do it, it's fine. Like, she's just going with it.
Yeah.
To be fair, she doesn't expect what's going to happen, because it seems like she's getting treated with a lot of respect when it comes to this scene happening, and everyone seems like they're going to do the right thing.
Yeah. Like as soon as the cameras start going, everyone gets like real into it. The music starts playing and blah blah. Like the dude's like on top of her, and then like it really like the tone starts to shift, but then they need to change the camera angle. So
cut.
The director calls cut, and then they stop there, and the guy on top of her is just like, "Oh, I'm really sorry about this." And then when they start shooting again, it gets like really like
very real.
Yeah, very real, and it's
so real that it takes you out of it, and you don't remember their acting, and that's the point.
Uncomfortable.
They want to make it a very
and the like manager Rumi is just
she's
like
crying.
Yeah, because she doesn't like that, and she starts having like a panic attack. She looks kind of tired when she gets back into the car, and her manager kind of wants to like almost like apologize to her. He looks like when she gets in for like making her do that, and then instead he's just like, come on, let's go get a tasty dessert. She's like, yeah, okay. She seems
I'll
like
make
she's
up for it.
Putting up that front.
Yeah.
Hey, you want some ice cream? Sorry.
Sorry about that.
Oops. When
It's just a little trauma, nothing some ice cream can't fix.
Yeah.
This is
just a
where
casual
My uncle taught me
Tuesday.
anything.
I was gonna say this is where her creepy idol reflection comes in and starts talking to her and saying, "Oh, of course I didn't want to do it.
I didn't want to do it."
Yeah.
Yeah, and then her fish are dead.
Yeah.
When she gets
Her
home.
fish are dead.
She starts like crying, and she,
Oh, the agony.
yeah, the idol pops up like you said, and she's like, "This isn't the job you really wanted." We see the security guard in his room. He's like writing his
novel, his diary for her.
Yeah, which is the site that she's been reading. Then we see Mima in these interviews, and oh yeah, that particular scene is something I need to get over as an actress, and she's trying to, like her ratings did go up after that, ironically.
Of course.
Gotta love Japan.
Yeah, and her blog is saying like, oh, people are forcing me to do it. It's all the screenwriter's fault, and so like we're getting like that this guy doesn't want her to. She's like besmirching her own image, and he doesn't like that. Yeah, he's
kind of creepy. He must have known her for a long time because he's like writing out what she's thinking, like because she didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
He's there. Well, supposedly he's there watching the entire time, which I don't know how he gets into that thing.
He's the security
that's
guard.
a set. Oh, he's just dead as the security guard.
Security guard.
Yeah, Josh said that at the start when he beat up the guys. He's like, yeah, he did that because he's like the security.
Yeah, but he's
the security was a different person.
But is he the security at all of these different places?
He
was at her idol event.
He is Japan's security.
Yeah.
The protector of Japan.
Maybe he's the good guy.
Yeah.
He's just the protector of all
wants
things.
to protect her. He beat up
been
those
looking
guys.
at this wrong the whole time.
Tried to beat him up. He's just logging her journal in case like she gets Alzheimer's or something.
Yeah,
I don't know. He's being a good.
That's how I view this man.
Very,
he's
very
the good
early
guy.
onset Alzheimer's.
He's really the unsung
It's
hero
an
of this
investment.
movie.
30 years from now.
When that thing leaves her house, I love it how it moves and how it just
hops.
Oh yeah.
and then later when it's going through the crowd and it's you're just kind of weaving through them like that. It's really I love how
graceful.
It looks. Yeah, but it's so creepy at the same time. It's you're tarnished and filthy. That we see this guy in a parking lot, and we see the double bind poster in the background, and he's going to his parking spot. This is Mr. Shibuya, I think, and he hears Mima's song playing.
Oh yeah, real faintly.
Yeah. The elevator door opens, and when he gets there, it's
The face boost meme. Woo!
And then the next time we see him and it opens, he's just like an empty corpse, just falling to the
just
ground.
eyes fucking stabbed out.
They said stabs in 60% of his body.
Yeah.
It's
very specific.
Yeah.
Good work.
Stabbed him 32. What is it? What's the Charlie Unicorn? It's 32 times in the chest. Charlie.
That hurts people.
You'd think after 58 or 59 you would have had enough percent of the body, but no, they had to get to 60 still.
Not enough. It's not enough.
For real, at what point would the job be done and you're just doing it for pleasure at that point?
Probably after the
anger isn't
second
out.
one. Because once you get both the eyes, he's not gonna live.
Yeah.
But that's not sending a message.
No, obviously.
There's this scene after this where she's in the car in the back with the manager driving, and another car passes by, and it's like the idol version of her in the other one. And she's like, serves you right. And she's like, serves me. And she like gets out of like the car, like looking for, I don't know, the other one, but it's obviously gone. She's going to be working with this photographer who is notorious for getting people to strip while they're being photographed. And
photographed?
Yes. On the stage, we see the.
Joel. I think Joel's is. Right.
Yeah.
Like photographer. I can't even pronounce it. It's a technical term.
We see that the band of, was it Cham, is still continuing on without her, and
getting more famous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mima was really just holding them back, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
We see them performing, doing kind of their own thing right now, while she's like in this photo shoot, like slowly, stripping.
Oh yeah, the going back and forth. Yeah.
It feels so bad, like on her end, because she just got assaulted for some lines in a movie, and then comes back and sees that her former pop star band is doing better than her, or without her, I should say.
Yeah.
And it's just like, a real downward spiral of shit going on.
Yeah.
She's saying that she wants to be alone in the washroom, and the idol version of her pops up again, and saying that she's worthless and like all this stuff. And we see like I wrote, oh yeah, she goes to the concert like again, like kind of like pretends she's there or something on stage, and then we see that guy, he's like looking at the stage just all like happy, because I think he's just pretending that she's still on the stage or something.
Yeah, I think he still watches the shows.
Mm-hmm.
Which, good for him, we're just supporting the group.
Mm-hmm.
He's the good guy.
He's the good guy of all this.
She's like slowly deteriorating at this point. We see her in like the bathtub at home, all balled up, and her room just slowly gets dirtier and dirtier every time that we like come back to it. All these pictures of her like naked are coming out in all these magazines, and like that guy is trying to buy up all the copies so like nobody can get them, which is really just like, you're not gonna get them all, bro. I'm sorry.
It didn't occur to me until like now reviewing it, but the whole stabbing out the eyes, don't want people to see her sort of thing.
I'm sure that's
up all the things.
Part of the symbolism.
Yeah. Didn't want
especially, well, because the second guy who's doing the naked shoots with her, I don't remember how they say he dies.
I think he got his eyes stabbed out too.
Probably.
I think it was a recurring thing.
Yeah. But either way, as we learn later, the guy who takes nude photos of her also dies because cleft palate back there behind Joel doesn't want it.
Yeah, anyone who hurts her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, anybody who just gets
wrongs
her.
her.
Yeah, well, that too.
Yeah. Mima's blog is just like slowly taking on a life of its own, and one of the things it says is the imposter keeps getting in her way, and the imposter is sus.
Mm-hmm.
She do be wearing red while being the imposter, though.
True.
Wait a second.
It's red.
Joe's wearing red.
Oh no.
we see
goes
like...
off cam, appears behind like Joel.
Yeah.
Vents.
Josh calls a meeting.
Guys,
It's a Zoom meeting.
I saw Mima vent. She's sus, guys. I swear.
Rumi's fucking sus though.
Yeah.
We see like when the dude is typing his thing, the next time that the idol version of her like pops up behind him and like puts a hand on him, it's just like, good job.
You're doing our work, God's work.
It's like, it's the ideal version of Mima that he wants. That's like, yes, you're doing well.
there's this whole thing here. They're saying, how do you know you're the same person you are now as you are before? I think that we can have multiple personalities, but we're just a stream of consciousness. And there's this whole thing about having like multiple like personalities of just like who you show people and who you are and like how you want to be seen and like then how you feel.
What you
Comes back
look
to the
like,
internet.
like what you
Avatar
look
thing.
like to the public versus how you are in your real life, and
Yeah.
which I'll talk about more about it later. But this movie just like rings more true now than it even did back when it came out. Like there's just so many more things that like have more gravity to it now.
She's also just like a queen of putting up a front. Like she always hides everything. She even sees her friends being like being successful, and she invites them out to congratulate them. Like she's like a good person.
Yeah, I don't think anyone can say that she was ever a bad person in this movie.
Yeah.
Because
No, but like she takes so much in stride and hides so much.
yeah, well, that's kind of the whole. I guess I don't want to say it's the whole like part of the movie where it's like, yeah, you got to just kind of put up with this Hollywood, Japan bullshit. Even though you're still a good person underneath, you're just fucked up mentally.
I think that she shows
Here's
up.
some ice cream for your trauma.
Have some ice cream.
She shows up at like the Cham like podcast or like radio show or something that they're doing, and I think she's like congratulating them on something. But on her way out, this is when we have the kind of chase scene with the idol and how it's moving through all the crowd and all that. And then she almost gets hit by this car coming, and it's the security guard coming towards her, and it fades to white, and she wakes up at home and it's dirtier than it was before. Her roomie shows up and brings her this cake, and they have some tea, and she seems really out of it at this point. And she's saying, oh, you've grown up a lot, but you don't seem happy. And she's been checking your website, and it seems like she's being harassed. So, oh, you have been checking the website, have you? I don't know. I guess she doesn't write the website. She just... Well, I don't really know at the end of the movie who's who, but...
No, you really don't. At one point, you think Mima is killing people because of just the way that they structure the scenes with somebody dying.
Yeah, they try to make you think she's crazy.
Yeah, because you find well, I don't know how far this is into the movie. I think
little further later.
But yeah, the whole bag in the closet with the body parts. It's like...
and the TV show sort of
just like
running parallel with it.
Yeah.
So...
the show kind of reveals a lot of what's going on, because like what's going on in the show just starts to like mirror what's happening in
it's
real
like
life.
trying to misdirect you. It does such a good
It
job.
It is. I don't fucking know what's going on.
But
I had to look up some explain videos after, because I was kind of mind fucked during it, of just like who's real, who's not real at this point. But
Hopefully you can explain to me at the end, because I don't know.
I think that guy is the one writing the blog, but Rumi is the one killing people.
Yes,
well, they were
that's what I was
saying
thinking.
in the show, they were talking about how you can like manifest like a person that's doing this to you, which is how I think they talk about the guy. And like the guy doing all the writing and stuff is Rumi, that's doing the killing people, but Mima's just like
Seeing it as
in her psychosis.
Oh,
she's
right.
like creating this person that's doing all this to her and stuff.
Right.
So Rumi is Cleft Palate.
Yes.
Yeah, that
They're
makes
like
sense.
working together.
I think
aren't
Cleft
they?
Palate exists, but at a certain
he
point,
does.
Rumi takes over in a way of being the antagonist.
Yeah, like Cleft Palate was like the security
person.
guard. He was the security guard at the show, but like I don't know if anything more than that, if he's like actually a real person doing security for the show and everything like that. That might just be Mima making up like that person. That's what I was getting out of it anyway.
Yeah.
When they were doing like the whole double bind running parallel to her.
There's no way illusions can come to life. That's like one of the...
That's a theme brought up.
It's one of the transitions, like that one of the lines that lady keeps saying.
That's what Rumi tells her. a bunch. It's like there's no way illusions can come to life. Your visions aren't real.
But it's like she hasn't been telling people about like these illusions, right?
No,
and
but
it's
somebody's
not...
watching her everyday life, so I mean,
I guess, yeah.
Who knows what they know?
There's like this another cool transition, but she's home again, and it's Rumi comes over and, oh, it's been a while since I've seen you. She's like, wait, has it? Isn't it yesterday? Was that real? She breaks like her tea glass and are in her hands, and there's blood. Is it real? My hands, are they real?
You know you're fucking losing it when.
Yeah.
She's like reading her own blog, and she's like, oh, I guess I went to Karajuku today. She's just like reading it and being like almost living vicariously through herself, like not, it's weird. But the two actors,
she just smoked way too much green and just disassociated all day. Had to find out after what she was up to.
Cool.
Yeah. The two actors are just talking about pretty much exactly what's going on to her right now, talking about like illusions and could illusions kill people, blah blah blah. And they're like standing out. I think this is the one where they're standing out in the rain, or I don't know.
It's cold.
The guy is watching from behind in this scene again. We see this pizza guy is showing up at the photographer's house, the photographer, and when he like
fucking photographer,
or what is it? He like drops the pizza, and the dude just like, okay, goes to bend up and pick up the pizza and just pulls out like a
ice pick.
Yeah, it's like a screwdriver, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's just a screwdriver that he kills like the people with.
Yeah,
that's
the murder weapon.
Yeah, and so just fucking going, he's running away, and
doesn't he also just like stab him in the dick at one point?
Maybe.
That's
I think so.
A brutal ass scene. Like they don't hold back. They show like the full up. They show a lot like words. They show a lot in that scene. Like
that's why it's awesome. Though,
it caught me so off guard when he just stabbed him in the eye when he went to pick up the pizza. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, like it definitely, it's like if you want to be like kind of like thrilled by a movie, like it gets those points.
A thriller, one might call it.
Yeah,
psychological thriller.
Perhaps.
Dun, dun.
We see like as the person is stabbing him on the bed, the thing comes off, and oh my god, it's Mima. She keeps stabbing, and having flashbacks to the photography, and
I do just love that scene. It's good.
Of her getting naked, being photographed.
Of her killing the guy.
Thumbs up moment. No. Marcel's thumbs down moment.
Did he just like explain to you his entire like synopsis of the movie?
Actually, no. I'll read his whole thing at the end. He gave me just a little thing. She wakes up at home. It's even more messy. The photographer is apparently dead now. On the news, they're saying they used the same weapon as the last killing, and she finds a bag of bloody clothes in her closet. And she's like, oh my god, this is from the other night.
This is like the ultimate gaslighting, like 100% to the max.
Yeah, honestly.
The doorbell rings, and it's like the paparazzi at her door, and they're asking about the murders and blah blah blah. At the shoot, she's like, am I alive? Am I really here? Maybe that truck hit me. Maybe I'm dead. It's just like, there's so many just cuts here. It gets so confusing, but that's the point. You're not supposed to know if she's in a movie or if she's insane or if she's like, if this is a role. And then like a lot of the time, like it'll seem like a regular scene, but then they'll just call cut, and then like it'll seem like an acting, or it'll seem like they were shooting, but then it ends up being real, and then it's really cool like that.
Is that what Psychosis is more like? you just start to like.
And then somebody calls
view
cut.
life like that, and you're just in the middle of.
You're living your normal life, and all of a sudden you're an actor. I don't know.
Cut. I'll just like do
What?
that. All these like people come up and start putting makeup on us.
It's like,
It's
oh,
like-
the Truman Show is real.
Yeah.
It's like my theory of life is like not one of the many, but it's just like angels in heaven or like of the like playing like video
Sims.
games, and we're they're basically just playing Sims, and we're just people like in
Life
their
is a
games.
simulation,
It's just
man.
some mass RTS. Bunch of gods like controlling countries and stuff. All the
Exactly.
people.
That's the most fun way to think about it.
Let's troll this dude and get him addicted to heroin. Fuck this guy.
You know,
They're
like
just playing a Risk with humans. They're like, oh, I'm breaking my truce. I'm invading here today.
I'm gonna bring crack to the inner cities.
Rubbing their fucking hands.
it's like funny, you know, like when you play Skyrim, you're like, oh, I wonder what happens if I drink all the like beers and see what happens.
Yeah.
It's like that's what they'd be doing.
Yeah,
with me.
let's get this guy drunk. I can't stop. I don't know. I just can't.
Let's see what happens if we eat a bat.
You cause
Yeah, like one of them has been
coronavirus.
playing like a too much Plague Inc. He's like, you know what,
Yeah.
guys? I got an idea.
I
We're
got
literally
this
living through a game of fucking Plague Inc. right now, and
Yeah,
I hate it.
Yeah.
The virus is evolving. We're too far in.
Far gone.
Too far gone.
She wakes up in her room again. It's messier again. There's like we see a
Was
scene
Noah
here.
Frozen?
Oh,
Oh,
oh, there we
And
go.
there's got to be one
Okay.
island.
Oh,
It'll keep your guys' audio going and the coming in, but it won't display web pages or send out sometimes.
oh, okay.
It's weird.
You look to be back to normal now.
It seems like they're studying her like a mental patient, but then again, it also seems like a scene. And so we did jump around a bit here, but I'm just gonna head to is we end up at the
cake scene.
at the scene, like at the strip club where that guy's there and Mima's there, and she's getting like attacked by him. And he's saying, oh, you're tarnishing Mima's name. Like, the real Mima emails me every day. So Rumi's probably emailing this dude.
Yeah, there's just a weird flag that this set off in everyone's minds. Just like, oh, because she doesn't do that.
Yeah. But she's not following the script, he says. So she's getting chased and pushed down over things, and she kind of passes out for a second. He straps her legs together and gets on top of her, and at the last second, she grabs this hammer and just poof, and yeah, he starts breathing really heavily and like doesn't
King
fall
bell
over. He doesn't like fall over like instantly. He's just like, and then just like seizures.
Collapses.
Yeah. And then the lights out and everyone claps. Yay! But that
You
actually
killed the good guy of this story.
But yeah, like that seems like it's something I would be joking about, but that's actually what happens. In the hall, in like just this random like, just like hall somewhere. I don't know. That actor is talking to her.
I'm having a hard time recalling now.
I just had like my own personal like revelation for an explanation.
But like,
It's like-
after that happens, doesn't she come running out of the place to Rumi?
Mm-hmm.
yeah. She tries to go show Rumi that she
Yeah.
hit this guy.
In different clothes.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
gonna bring up because her clothes were all ripped up, and she runs in to talk to Rumi after it happened. She's wearing a completely different outfit. Kind of just shows like maybe she just made this whole thing up.
And the point for when he says she talks to him every day, and if that being Rumi sort of deal, that's fucked up. Rumi's been talking
Yeah.
and manipulating this guy, and he's been writing that down on the website, like in her stead, while he's
This
had
is-
this delusional like
Th-
attraction and relationship with something that isn't her, but
This
her.
is something
fucking-
where I just really question if he was real or not, though.
He was
because-
real, but he was being manipulated through Rumi.
Yeah.
And he thought everything was different.
If that whole scene didn't happen though, because she runs out and is wearing completely different clothes and everything, trying to say it just happened. So it's kind of like she just imagined.
That's
that
one thing, yeah.
right?
That's one thing I'm unsure of.
Yeah.
I do think it happened.
Yeah.
Rumi being the mastermind. I feel like Rumi might have. I don't know.
It's like what I got from the movie is like Rumi was like a failed like pop star kind of thing, and like
Yeah.
She's
because
trying to like control her way through. And I feel like she got mad because she has her own internal conflicts and was telling this guy, just like, that's the imposter. That's the imposter, Rumi. Go assault her and try to kill her.
Yeah.
But the different clothes thing could be she just literally put on and found some clothes because.
Yeah.
But you said it was
or just
ripped?
continuity. I don't know.
Her clothes were all like ripped up and stuff from when that happened. And then she was wearing like a completely different shirt and everything.
That's what I mean. Like she might have went and put on clothes because you wouldn't want to walk out naked. And it is like a showroom area.
She's running out of the showroom to like find.
Oh, and then immediately switches.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm saying I don't think she would have had time to go find other clothes, put them on, and then go.
Yeah, when Rumi finds her in the hallway, her clothes are still ripped up there.
And then as soon as she starts talking to Rumi, she has like a red shirt on instead of like a ripped up white one or whatever it was. So this is where I'm like super mind fucked of like, did that actually just happen? Is this guy getting manipulated, or is he even real? And that's just all like a manifestation.
Yeah, and that's kind of the point, right? And also the thing is about having like multiple personalities of like what you show and what you are. So having kind of a duality to the story is fine. But we do see that where the chase scene starts is the idol is following or like in her room and it's trying to like kill her, and it's chasing her and she has to jump off her balcony and like out the window and down the street, and it's
actually that the room that they're in this it isn't actually her room, it's Rumi's. Yeah, and it's like an exact replica of her room.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You didn't realize that? Yeah,
no.
like the room is like, that's why the poster's still on the wall and the fish are still alive. Because that's actually Rumi's room. Yeah.
There you go.
I'm sorry, I just went to watch this scene. The clothes she's wearing are the same clothes. That's the clothes she's wearing. She has the skirt and the shirt on, and then she gets all whatevered, and the shirt's just torn up. She just put the skirt back on, so it's the exact same clothes.
She like at some point gets the weapon out of her hand, so she just like grabs an umbrella to like stab her with, and she's like screaming, help, help, and she's like above this restaurant, and the people are just like, it's fine. It's like nobody gives a shit about anything in Japan, as we've learned, and yeah, so she takes a massive blow with this umbrella, and the idol Mima is calling her an imposter. But then Mima like reaches and rips off her hair, and we finally see that, oh my god, it's Rumi, and she like falls over like the broken glass and dies.
That was the stupidest way to die.
Yeah.
Sort of slowly just.
Yeah. But then she like gets up and stumbles into the street, and then
about to get hit by a truck.
Yeah, and then Mima goes.
That's what I mean by Mima. Like even then, Mima still fucking tries to do something to save her.
Yeah,
she's so naively good.
The people get out of the vehicle and want to call an ambulance. Mima turns up and looks at the sky, and we hear a siren, but like no one. Like we don't see like any movement in the city. It's just like this really dead shot of the city, and but then in the sky, like over the city is perfect blue.
That's where it is.
In a mental
he said the thing.
Hospital, it looks like they're saying, every once in a while she returns in her Rumi personality. Thanks to her, I am who I am today. She leaves and gets into the car and looks in the car mirror and says, "No, I'm the real thing." And I'm pretty sure that's the last line, right?
Yeah.
Because she was like in a mental hospital. Oh, and then Rumi leaves.
She's in the hospital visiting Rumi because like she's like, yeah, like, thanks for bringing her flowers or whatever, and you kind of you can't really see her face, but you see her like walk by with the flowers.
Okay, so
It's
now
like
I think this.
Sorry to cut you off, but another thing different in the English and the Japanese, like for the movie, is in that final scene where she says, "I'm the real thing." In the English version, it's Mima's voice, but in the Japanese version, it's Rumi's voice that says that.
That's cool.
That is cool.
That
yeah.
is so cool.
Yeah.
And I've
so
never
it
picked that
generates
up. Generates
more of what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
That's even better note to end it on. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
So now I think this whole story makes a lot of sense if we consider that one scene you were talking about, Noah, is real, and then Rumi's been
I think she must
the
have
whole thing.
Rumi just
She's
manipulated
messaging,
it to try and get rid of it.
Yeah, she's messaging that guy, and then I think it all makes sense.
He's writing it down on his blog and.
Yeah. So sorry I struggled through so much this one. It's been a while since I've seen the movie, and
also just does jump around a lot.
Just jumps around a lot. Yeah. But if you liked this, make sure to leave a like and to do other YouTube things, subscribe, comment, all that shit. We're gonna spin this wheel now to find out what movie we're gonna watch next week. To go over the movies one last time before we spin, we got My Neighbor Totoro, that is Josh's movie. The Rather Large Lebowski, that's Dayne's movie. Sing Street. I should have made up like a synonym for all of them, just like Chorus Avenue, Dirty Grandpa, Dragon Ball Super Broly, Spider-Man 2. Here we go, boys.
Wait. Do we do
we didn't do thumbs up yet.
I was like, do we do the ceremony?
I was gonna say another thing. I just went back and looked at that scene, which is more mindfucky, because when she runs out to talk to Mima, her clothes are still ripped, but when Mima runs out to Rumi, her clothes are all still ripped up. But when they run back in to go back in, so she could be like, "Oh, the guy is here," she's wearing different clothes. Yeah. So that's when the clothes switch came in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wild.
So
anyway,
here on No Thumbs Up, at the end of every movie, we have to decide in our ceremony of thumbs whether we give this movie a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Thumbs down meaning that, hey, you should watch this. Thumbs down meaning that, hey, you can probably give this one a pass. Okay. Man, this is kind of a hard one because I don't really know who I'm recommending it to, but okay, we'll say 3, 2, 1. Yeah.
Pagu.
I mean,
it was
it depends
good.
on who you are.
Yeah.
Really. I wouldn't recommend this to my girlfriend because I told her about it, and she's like, "Yeah, I don't think I could stomach that movie."
Yeah,
it's
fair.
If you're one that doesn't do well with movies that touch on like a lot of mature subject matter, then
viewer discretion is advised.
Strongly advised.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
To give Marcel's little thing, he said, I thought it was definitely a trippy film. It was very well paced and beautiful in its own right. I think that the message is still so relevant today with social media and the way things are now. Thumbs up moment goes to the final scene because I love the way it switches between her manager and her being like kind of the same person. I think he means like the chase scene, or maybe he means in the hospital. I don't know.
Or the transition when she takes off the thing. Kind of.
He said a thumbs down moment would probably be when they're shooting that scene, the assault scene. So, I mean, any final thoughts? I think that's...
So I think this will continue to hold up no matter what age it will. This is definitely, I don't like to say timeless, but I think it's
going to
timeless classic.
I think it's going to get more relevant.
It's only getting more relevant as time goes on because it applies to more everybody in social media rather than just the top-end superstar that has like dual personas.
It was a good-ass movie. Awesome art,
and
great
really
scenes.
I watched
great
it 3 times.
Damn.
Really refreshing to see, a not like way overblown anime, like in the way of just all the tropes and stuff like that. Yeah,
it's just way more realistic and grounded. It was a real anime, if that makes sense.
Yep.
A real
The
anime.
only good
Ooh,
ones.
let's tell that to Naruto.
Time to spin this here mystical wheel and find out what we're watching.
Wait. Before you did it, did you put the magnet underneath the pink one? Again?
Hey, Joel, where's the magnet? Show the magnet.
I see a bunch of magnets on the back of it.
Yeah,
Those
I don't
are
know.
balls.
Get it.
I'm on Sing Street.
One of them's magnetized.
Fuck!
Oh, rather large, Lebowski.
Large.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh man.
It's been a while, so
Yeah, honestly.
need to refresh. For
Can't
sure.
wait to watch the dude.
Next time on the No Thumbs Up podcast, we'll be watching The Big Lebowski, and you can watch it with us if you'd like.
No thumbs